revealed what Josh Murphy said to the citing commissioner over alleged Jan-Hendrik Wessels grope. Planet Rugby have come into possession of the recording of the citing commissioner's interview with Josh Murphy following the United Rugby Championship (URC) match between Connacht and the Bulls in Galway. The game produced a controversial incident with Murphy accusing Bulls front rower Jan-Hendrik Wessels of groping him at a ruck. He reacted by lashing out and struck his opponent twice on the head before he made the allegation to referee Mike Adamson. The official raised the accusation with TMO Holly Davidson and reviewed the replays with his team of assistants, but the video footage was not conclusive, and Adamson issued Murphy a 20-minute red card for his retaliation. Wessels was not sanctioned during the match for his alleged actions, but was subsequently cited and handed a 9-game suspension, with Murphy providing testimony after the fixture and during the disciplinary process. This publication has not only seen the full judgment against Wessels, but also received the recording of the interview conducted by the citing commissioner with Murphy, where the player detailed his version of the events that unfolded. Citing commissioner's interview with Murphy. The Connacht player was first asked to describe what happened in the 18th minute of the match. "I made a tackle and I got back to my feet to try and do a counter-ruck," Murphy began. "While I was doing that, there were a good few players trying to stop me, and then later on in the ruck, when I went further forward in it, I ended up kind of on my knees, and then that's when I felt the player grab my testicles, and that's when I reacted immediately. That's what happened. That's why I reacted, because of how he grabbed and squeezed my testicles. I wouldn't have reacted like that otherwise." He was pressed to provide further details about the alleged grope and how it made him feel. "It probably lasted about 5 seconds, he replied. "He just grabbed and twisted, I would say, would be the description of it. I don't know how else to describe it. If you've ever been grabbed there, that's usually how you react." He added that, at the time, it felt like a twist. When asked for further clarity on the grope before he was asked if he was sure about it lasting 5 seconds, which the commissioner said is a long time. "Yeah, it was in the heat of the moment. I don't know if it was 3 seconds or 5 seconds. It wasn't longer than that," he said. Murphy then confirmed that he did not receive any medical treatment, and there were no markings. The Connacht flanker was then provided with the opportunity to give further thoughts. "When I was standing there waiting for the TMO to review it, I felt like they were looking at the wrong part of the ruck," he said. "It was at the very end of the ruck and I reacted instantly, so I don't know if there are other angles from that time. I thought there was one that looked a bit better, but they went away from it too quickly. So I don't know if you'll find more evidence there, but I knew exactly the second he did it I reacted. So that's where you need to look, not any time before that. I don't know why they kept going back to the start of the ruck." Testimony in the hearing. Murphy's statement was scrutinized by Wessels, representative during the latter's disciplinary hearing, which resulted in a 9-game ban for the Bulls forward who is set to miss South Africa's November internationals. They questioned the Connacht player's ability to specifically identify Wessels, considering the multiple players in the ruck, Murphy's uncertainty around the duration of the incident, and the lack of physical or medical evidence to support the allegation. The 30-year-old was asked to provide further evidence during the hearing and stated that he was counter-rucking and described feeling of Wessels grab, squeeze, and twist his testicles, noting this was consistent with a deliberate act. He believed that the act could have only been a deliberate action and not accidental, and that it could not have been a blow from a leg, foot, elbow, or anything else. Murphy added that he was certain that it was Wessels who committed the act, stating that upon feeling the grope, he turned to see his hand in C6's groin. When questioned by Wessels' representative via the committee, Murphy said that reflection of the incident and viewing of the footage only added to his certainty that it was the Springbok who committed the act, despite not naming him in the statement after the match. His and the citing commissioner's testimonies proved to be major factors in the disciplinary committee's decision-making on Wessels' ban. The committee deemed Murphy to be credible, clear, and detailed, and while they acknowledged there was a discrepancy in the duration of the incident, it was not given significant weight in altering the decision. Wessels' evidence was also deemed credible, but it was noted that his oral evidence was brief and not supported by any third party.